The game of Unrivaled. That's all I'm going to say. This was the game of Unrivaled between the Paige Bueckers led Breeze team and the Chelsea Gray led Rose. Chelsea Gray went full magnet ball, 37 points, did not hit the game winner. If she'd hit the game winner, she would have broke the record. I can't lie. However, this was, for me, obviously, look, she went full magnet ball. To say that she didn't go full magnet ball is wrong. Like, Chelsea Gray went full magnet ball, so we're not going to go out here and say Chelsea Gray wasn't the best player. And I thought Paige had a good enough game. I think she was on triple-double watch the entire game. She was 15, 9, and 9. And nearly every one of those points came when Shuk Sutton was guarding her. Shuk Sutton was guarding her, and she just... It was literally like... I joked about it. It's like the LeBron meme when he sees Kawhi Leonard come back on. He's like, damn. That was Paige Bueckers when she saw Lexi Hull come back on. Because Paige Bueckers, anytime she saw Shuk Sutton on the floor, it was, I'm getting mine. I'm going in. I'm cooking. And she fucking cooked Shuk Sutton. Lexi Hull steps foot on the floor. Paige Bueckers, at one stage, Paige had 5 assists to 4 turnovers. And in the end, she had 4 assists and no turnovers to end the game. Mostly because she decided when Shuk Sutton was on the floor, it was easy. And it was the way Lexi Hull guarded. It's not like Lexi Hull was staying... It's not like Paige the quickest player in the world. So they're the type... Paige is the type of player Lexi Hull can absolutely guard. Lexi Hull struggles guarding, for example, the Ryan Howards of the world. I'm trying to think. She's someone bigger than her, obviously. The quick point guards. Paige isn't that. Paige is going to beat you crafty-wise. And using screens, she's going to manipulate the defense. I thought Paige's passing has been very, very good and Unrivaled. With the extra space she's making, and she's taking some more risks. But, like, she was getting blitzed on double teams, and Lexi was recovering past the blitz. She was getting blitzed. Lexi was recovering. And then after Lexi was recovering, she would then go and... she'd then somehow get the steals. There were times when the ball inbound to Paige, she just turned around and Lexi's just there and tips the ball away. Like, there's a couple of those turnovers where it was like, where they happened, but they didn't they gave them as an offensive rebound for Lexi Hull. I think it was 2 offensive rebounds Lexi Hull got that were both like, well, one of her offensive rebounds anyway, I thought almost should have been a steal and a turnover, but it doesn't really matter. Fuck the box score. At the end of the day, the box score doesn't matter. She also hit the biggest shot of the game. She was horrendous from 3. Absolutely horrific from 3. And then hit the biggest shot of the game to put them on a game winner. Like, Lexi Hull did everything you wanted a player to do. Just, can we get some offense? And this is the annoying thing about Lexi, is that you watch Lexi Hull and she shows you why she is pretty much irreplaceable. But she also shows you why there are times where you can't offer her a max contract. And I have this scary feeling a team's going to be dumb as fuck and offer her a max contract. Like, this is welcome to Hull Island Paige Bueckers. Like, that is just one of those things where I'm like, we all talk about the players that Lexi Hull just has in hell. And like, Lexi Hull, I don't think Lexi Hull necessarily is, again, she's this unbelievable stopper. But like, she literally makes players second guess every pass they throw, second guess every screen they come off, second guess when the Alvarado shit, where she just second guesses, they have to second guess turning around because she might just be there to tip the ball away. If you switch off for a split second, she's got an offensive rebound. It is all the hustle plays. And in fairness, I haven't seen a player look as much in hell in a 3-on-3 setting as Paige did with Lexi on her. And also, fair play to Chelsea Gray, Shakira Austin, Azare, whoever else was on the floor with her. But like, we saw, a lot of people were like, oh, there's no reason she should be starting and instead of going double bigs. You saw why Nola Henry plays her. Like, today, you saw why Nola Henry plays her, honestly. Like, this was one of those performances where you're just like, shit. Like, this is why Lexi Hull is such a tough player to almost evaluate. Because at the end of the day, it's she's somebody that is just really, really, really good at basketball. And the little things that Lexi Hull does is like, you just can't replace that. And that's the annoying thing is that it's going to be scary. It's going to be tough to afford to keep Lexi Hull on this team and to keep Sophie Cunningham on this team. But today's game, like, and if you guys haven't seen, the game was so bad that one of those like fan pages, they were, it's one of those things where it was like, so Lexi Hull was obviously she was playing, and it was on, I can't remember, it was on the Dunker Spot podcast. They were talking about the game and they were like, oh, Lexi Hull can guard Paige. And then it was just silence. And there was a semi-viral tweet and it was like, the silence after they say Lexi Hull, they know she has no chance of guarding Paige. Lexi Hull put Paige in fucking hell. Like, she is going to get PTSD from turning around and seeing Lexi Hull there. Like, that was, I'm not even going to say that this was this unbelievable defensive stopper performance. That was the definition of a player. As much in hell as you can put somebody in a 3-on-3 game, Lexi Hull had Paige Bueckers in hell. And by the way, Paige Bueckers, every second that Lexi Hull was not on the floor, Paige Bueckers was absolutely cooking. Absolutely fucking cooking shoe Sutton. Paige Bueckers didn't even have a bad game. But there was, especially at that start of that second half, the difference, as much as Chelsea Gray's magnet ball was the reason they won the game, offense always is more important than defense. But at the end of the day, like, the Lexi Hull just putting her in hell, forcing those turnovers. And it wasn't like they were timely turnovers. It was like, okay, grand, turnover, and then we're going to run in an open layup. Or I'm pretty sure this is a sequence of play that happened. Rose miss, Lexi Hull offensive rebound. Lexi Hull gets it to Azurá Stevens 3. They inbound the ball, Lexi Hull steal. On the far end, they come down, they miss, the ball drops. Paige Bueckers is basically grabbing it, and Lexi Hull comes down and hits Lexi Hull comes down, gets the steal, kicks it, hits Chelsea Gray 3. And it's like suddenly it's a 6-point swing of Lexi Hull's defensive possession after possession. She is a defensive playmaker. There is no better guard defensive playmaker in the WNBA. I still think the Fever need a stopper. But as far as defensive playmakers, blocks, steals, the likes, you're not going to find, there's no one like Lexi Hull. There is nobody that does what Lexi Hull does. And again, whatever the value over the course of a season, and Lexi Hull is one of those players where it's like, because of the way she plays, borderline like fucking imagine if Grand Theft Alvarado was like fucking 6'8". That's almost like the equivalent of Lexi Hull in the NBA. Like, it is because of, again, the games where the diving on loose balls, the hustle, sometimes it just doesn't work out. Sometimes it just does not work out. It just doesn't work. And in those games, the net negative that is Lexi Hull's offense can be an issue for your team. But in any game other than but in the core, over an individual game, over the course of a season, I think her impact is greater on a game by game basis than it is if you look at basketball over the course of a season. So that's why, again, I don't know if I think the game by game value, the playoff value of a Lexi Hull is greater than the total season value of Lexi Hull. But at the same time, like, there's no one like Lexi Hull. She's so hard to replace. She is so hard to replace. So yeah, anyway, Lexi Hull has Paige in hell. She had Paige in hell right here. And this is going to be, like, this was the first loss for the Breeze. As much as Chelsea Gray's magnet ball was unbelievable, I thought Lexi Hull was, I'm not going to say of equal importance, but of not far off equal importance to Chelsea Gray for why they won that game. I'm not going to lie. That's just my opinion.